Welcome, it's Brian, and this is Guitar Solo Reactions, and today, for the first time, we're doing a song by Rush. The song we're doing today is Natural Science, which came off the incredibly great record Permanent Waves, probably my second favorite Rush album, and I've been a fan of Rush since probably that record came out. And the one thing I have to say about bands I've never seen live was I never saw Rush live, so that is unfortunate. And being a pretty big fan, I guess I'm not a very big fan if I never saw them live, but I mean, I still listen to quite a few of the records to this day, and quite frequently. And what brought this up was an old student of mine. We were talking via email, and he said he watches the channel and all of that, and he said, you should do something by Rush. And it struck me as like, one of my favorite bands, Alex Lifeson, pretty huge influence on me. And I, like I say, I still listen to Rush almost weekly. And I said, well, I'd love to do different strings off of Permanent Waves. And preferably a live version. And it come to find out they never played different strings live ever. It's the only song off of Permanent Waves they never did live. So why I say different strings is it's got probably definitely my favorite guitar solo by Alex, and maybe one of my favorite rock guitar solos of all time. It's very simple, but just really packed with a lot of an emotion. So with that said, I couldn't find any versions of that live, so I figured Natural Science is such a killer tune, we'll do that one. So with all that said, let's do it. Wow.
When the ebbing tide retreats along the rocky shoreline, it leaves a trail of tidal pools in a
Beautiful guitar sound. Obviously, on the record, that's an acoustic guitar, and this is 97. That's kind of when he was using not Les Pauls, but Paul Reed Smiths, and I believe he's probably using the piezo or piazzo pickup or whatever you call that name in the bridge. That's what a lot of PRSs had at the time, and I'm sure it kind of worked well enough to kind of cover the bases. It sounds pretty great here. I think it probably sounds better than if you had a mic'd up or even plugged in acoustic. So my opinion, whatever.
short-lived galaxy. Each microcosmic planet, a complete society. A simple kind of mirror to reflect upon our own. All the busy little creatures chasing out their destiny.
Geddy's vocals are really, really great on this too. Really, really solid. I did notice there's some kind of knob on the guitar, and that may be some kind of volume type deal for the piezo pickup. So
Living in their pools, they soon forget about the sea. Wheels within wheels with a spiral array, patterns are round and complex. Time after time, needing new sign of the way. God just can't see the an array of patterns so grand and complex. Time after time we lose sight of the way. Our colors can figure out there.
My favorite part.
Quantum leap forward in time and in space. The universe learns to expand. Mess and magic, triumphant and tragic. Unrecognized rule on a pair. Computerized clinic for superior cynics who can't do a genetic thing. In their own image, their world is fashion. The one that they don't understand. Everything reels in a spiral array. Patterns so grand and complex. Time after time we lose sight of the way. Our colors can figure out
So before it goes into that next part, I think I prefer when I've heard Alex, probably more recent than this, at least on video or on DVD, when he's playing Les Pauls or even his old 335. I just think tone-wise, the Paul Reed Smith, as someone who has a couple, have very high fidelity pickups, and I think and they're pretty bright in general, and I just think when you get more of a vintaged voiced pickup, which is what they're maybe trying to do, but I've switched a lot of the pickups in my Paul Reed Smiths, and for that fact alone, just because, you know, I like a more vintaged voiced pickup, I guess. Without that, I guess high fidelity is the thing I'm trying to say, and you can tell on that, that's what it seems like to me. It's like got a lot of really high end, and then when he goes into some of that arpeggiated stuff, it kind of gets lost. And it is a live show, so I don't expect it to be perfect, but the acoustic part, when he's doing the beginning part, pretty amazing. Sounded beautiful.
Must also be dead. With a view to
next part's great too. When Neil comes in. Right there, the ride.
Wave after wave, now with the tide, bury the world as it does. Time after time, if the land recedes, easy life to go on as it was.
There we have it. Rush playing one of their more epic tunes, and on the record, Permanent Waves. When I said Permanent Waves is my second favorite Rush record, my first is Hemispheres. So, if you've watched this, you probably know about Rush already, but I love Caress of Steel is one of my favorites. 2112 I like quite a bit. Farewell to Kings, not as much, and then Hemispheres a ton, and then kind of a Permanent Waves is that transitional record because they're doing more. This song and I believe Jacob's Ladder and a few others are pretty long, kind of harkening back to like Hemispheres, but there's also Free Will and Spirit of the Radio. So those were pretty big hits, I guess. They were for me, at least. And so the next record being Moving Pictures, where they kind of truncated the songs. They're still kind of got lots of great parts in them, but a little more condensed as far as the ideas. A little more song-oriented as as opposed to a bunch of cool parts that sound great together. And this song specifically, Natural Science, has so many great parts. The parts in 7, that part I pointed out, it's got like 10 parts that I think they're all so cool, and it's incredible that they could kind of string them all together and make such a great piece. So, with all that said, if you have a favorite Rush song, let me know. I'd love to do more. I know Rush pretty well, so it's not like a huge surprise. It's not maybe a real reaction in the big sense of the word. But yeah, and if you like this kind of thing that I'm doing, please like, subscribe, and comment, and tell me your favorite Rush song, and I'd like to do more. So thanks for joining me. I'm Brian. See you soon.